Oh my god, it's the serial killer. With your I don't give you consent to kill me. So it's a little street smart for you guys. A serial killer can't kill you without verbal consent. Okay, I don't know why I thought that would work. Hey, look over there, a bag of Raisin Bran. Just kidding, nobody likes that shit. I gotta call the police. Hello, 911, I need the police. There's a guy in my house trying to kill me with a bag of cereal. I need a different approach. Until then, here's February. Alright, 2 months down of 2025, a huge month for media. Movie-wise, we received quite a bit of mediocrity, with my favorite film of this month somehow only being a 3.5 out of 5. The films definitely slacked this month, probably on account of how great January was. We got Amy Schumer, Ke-Huy Quan, Paddington, and Captain America, and yet it still was a rather weak month for movies. Television and gaming definitely carried this month. I watched 7 premieres of new seasons or even new shows entirely, and picked up 6 new games. The games ranging from beat-em-ups to even RPGs. Gaming had the best variety here, and even though some weren't winners, I'm glad I'm getting more into the genres I usually don't care about. I picked up my first Yakuza game this month. I'm actually proud of myself. Now before we get into the thick of it, kill yourself, I want to tell you that due to the nature of this month, 3 February releases will not be discussed here. I'll end up discussing these in some other video, but for now, we all know what you're here for. You want to see where everything ranks up. I hear ya. Let's get to it. This is February 2025 Ranked. Hey, this movie and Zachary Levi. Okay, well this was a surprise. On the 23rd of this month, I got an opportunity to see The Unbreakable Boy on the last day it would be at my theater. It was nice to check out a film that I knew would be pulled after that day. The film released on the 21st. Well, you're probably wondering, geez, only 3 days at my theater? What did this movie do? The same thing music did. Yeah, the story is about autism, and I must say, I still wait for the day Hollywood gets this right, because this is a topic that, if done right, can really flip the script. It can be an emotional powerhouse. But one thing here, the film isn't about the autistic son, Austin. It's instead about his alcoholic father and his road to redemption. His father being played by Zachary Levi. Stop making me forget you were Flynn Rider. The film is incredibly uncomfortable at moments, and it doesn't hit any emotional points. This was the director behind Ordinary Angels, which sucks because that was an emotional flick, one I highly recommend. This one, stay away from it as far as you can. Amy Schumer, she has never been funny. Like, even when she's part of a good cast like Trainwreck, I have never found her funny. And her movie currently holds one of the bottom spots in my 2025 movie rankings. I'm sure it'll change by next January, but for now, this film has her pretending to be pregnant. Oh, you're insulting pregnant women? Class. This film is just mean, dude. Amy Schumer's comedy is always just kind of raunchy and haha, my pussy whack, but this is more something I expect from, like, Nikki Glaser. Only at least Nikki Glaser is funny. This is the death of comedy making fun of pregnant women. No wonder it sucks, and apparently Netflix users are slamming the film as it was somehow #1 on Netflix for a while. Just goes to show people watch it because, ooh, this looks funny. Yeah, looking funny is about all it is. It's a bad comedy. I assume something else will come along and ruin the moment, but for now, congrats Schumer, you're consistently the least funny thing in anything I watch. Oh, thank God, fucking stupid shitty reality shows. I mentioned in the January video that I love me some reality TV. It's a comfort for me. And the worst of these has got to be Celebrity Bear Hunt. I should probably preface that the celebrities are in fact not celebrities you would just know. I mean, I recognize Boris Becker. I've seen too many damn documentaries on him for me not to know who he is. Joe Thomas, I'm an avid fan of The In-Betweeners. And Mel B. Everyone knows Mel B! The show follows them doing these different challenges, and if they lose a challenge, they gotta go into the bear pit, where famous wildlife explorer Bear Grylls will hunt them, and if caught, they'll be in danger of elimination. Yeah, so on a whole, this ain't a bad idea. It's just stupid to do with celebrities. Why not normal people, especially when you consider how many of these celebrities you have to look up anyways? And look, most reality shows do this thing where they make the people relatable by giving them heartwarming backstories as to why they're there. But look, a celebrity preaching, I want to show my kids they can do anything, only goes so far. Mel B, you were in Spice World, your kids are doomed. It also doesn't help that I've never been a big Bear Grylls fan. What? What are your motives? He's kind of in the same boat as Gordon Ramsay or Guy Fieri for me. He's fun the first few times, but when he's literally the face of a genre, it becomes hard to enjoy everything he's in. I don't know, it's not one of the worst all-time reality shows, but I don't think it's anything special. Maybe if they were normal people and not Big Zoo, it would have been better. To do the celebrity format, it barely ever works, not even Big Brother could pull it off. For me, it's one of the worst shows I've checked out so far. The Masked Singer is often a show shrouded in controversy and stupidity. A show about celebrities dressing up in fursuits and singing their hearts out to stay alive in the game. Simple concept, but Jesus Christ did they oversaturate this show. This was the only show Fox would advertise for the longest time. Did you know Rob Lowe hosted another show that airs on Fox around this time? Too bad, here's T-Pain, bitches. But give The Masked Singer credit, it found a solid foundation and has become a golden boy for Fox. A hit they haven't seen, at least not with their unscripted content, for a long time. The show is not very good. Take it from me, I'm a fan. Okay, so if you couldn't watch Who Wants to Marry Harry, Masked Singer ain't gonna be your thing. But it is a fun kind of bad. Every season they do just something that makes it ungodly cringe, but in a way only a reality show could make it cringe. Little gimmicks that add to the format, little contests between the judges, politicians. Now, season 13, this recent season, only has 3 episodes as of the end of February. But honestly, Shrek 9 alone makes the season way better than some of the others. It's still fucking Masked Singer, but it has its charms. Avowed is a game I suck at the end. Okay, that's not fair, but considering the toxicity surrounding Obsidian's RPG, you'd think the game itself could make up for it. See, Obsidian's known for, to some people, the best Fallout game, and to Xander, I fucking hate Fallout New Vegas. Okay, hate's a strong word. I still really like this entry. I think my only issue against it is the combat. Would you look at that? I suck at this, but the world is fun to explore and it looks great. But after 2 sessions, I was just kind of overwhelmed. I'm sure it could have gotten better, but I couldn't get into it. I'm the guy who called Astrobot Game of the Year 2024, so don't take me too seriously. Man, this hurts. Love hurts. That's my cue to leave. This film came out at the beginning of the month, and its selling point is recent Academy Award winner Ke Huy Quan leading the film. And that's about the biggest highlight of the film. I'd say he tried to save this really generic writing, but yeah, it's nothing special. I do give, for all the shit celebrities who don't normally act get, Marshawn Lynch is actually really funny in this. I think it's the way he just reacts to everything. He's super funny. But other than that, the rest of it is just so generic. I don't even have really any real notes on it. It also showed the entire film in the trailer, so that kind of sucks. Alright, the last thing I really didn't get much enjoyment out of this month was Sid Meier's Civilization 7. What? I'm dead if I leave this laundry room. Simply put, it wasn't that investing to me. Look, it's just not my cup of tea, but I wanted to try it. It's a high 6 for me. It came close to being enjoyable, but there just wasn't that many changes from other entries. Like, I played 6 and 7 back to back with no real noticeable differences. Again, if this is your thing, you'll like it. I just didn't get enjoyment out of it. Alright, so our first alright film, Hard Eyes. Slashers often go in and out of fashion, with the biggest boom for them being the late 70s to mid 80s, a small renaissance in the mid 90s, and now we're seeing somewhat of a creative revival recently, with In a Violent Nature and this. While I wouldn't go out of my way to say this is a masterpiece by any means, Hard Eyes delivers exactly what it promises. A by-the-book slasher with a creative idea. The kills and the fact that it somehow mixes horror with rom-com makes this a creative, albeit safe film. Nothing special, but definitely an okay film. Alright, right back on the stupid shit show stupid reality shows. This time we've got an alright one, albeit I need more time to think about it. Next Level Chef is a cooking competition that's been running on Fox since 2022. It's a fine show, though the format's a bit confusing. It's alright though, as this is a perfectly fine cooking competition. What I said about Bear Grylls applies to Ramsey. I just got sick of him so quickly. Hell's Kitchen annoys me. But all things considered, season 4 is about as good as the first 3 seasons. These shows really don't have a lot of differences between, so you'll have to forgive me for not having much to say on this. I wish I was joking. Yep, this is a real game about digging a hole. This is above an Obsidian RPG, guys. It's a very therapeutic game about... Did you read the title? It's a very simple digging simulator. Almost too simple. You've got to have patience with this game, and if you do, you'll enjoy it fine. It's one of those games, though, that gets really eerie and darker the more you go on. An alright experience, nothing special, but certainly a game enjoyable enough to give it a try. It's $5 on Steam. What were you going to do with those $5? Not buy a game about digging a hole? That's what I thought, pussy. The Floor on Fox is such a good trivia competition. Having a huge group of people all with different trivia categories going head to head until one of them claims the entire floor. Well, Xander, I'm sure you say with overwhelming enthusiasm, that sounds amazing, why haven't I heard of it? Rudy Giuliani! Yeah, Fox is over the moon with advertising a platform, and remember Genuine exists, so they never advertise anything else. Such, this Rob Lowe hosted trivia show, which has been running since 2024 by the way, barely gets recognition, and what a shame. This is a solid series overall. And if you like trivia or quiz shows, you're gonna get a kick out of this. Alright, finally, another movie. A huge jump in quality from the last film. See, after taking a gap year in 2024, the MCU is planning to come back with a vengeance. Thunderbolts, Fantastic Four, Daredevil, and of course, our first MCU project of 2025, Captain America, Brave New World. Was it true? Was the MCU finally back? Was the MCU backed as a corn dog? Okay, so while this isn't one of Marvel's best films, I liked it. A totally fine superhero film that you can tell a lot of effort went into it. Though it totally makes sense that the director also did Cloverfield Paradox. The highlights for me were Harrison Ford, who actually really sells this role in my opinion, and the aerial combat. It's weird to me that the MCU doesn't have a lot of films that have notably good aerial combat. I think the biggest one I could think of was Iron Man 3, but this, I was into these air fighting scenes, man. I was on the edge of my seat. For being a return for the MCU, a cinematic universe, I hold out hope it will make a comeback. This isn't anything terribly special, but it's fine enough. Oh my god, Pixar's first animated series, if you're dumb! Okay, to be fair, Pixar's Win or Lose was advertised more as a first original series, and that makes sense. Stream Productions was based on Inside Out. But yeah, this show had a pretty rough production process, specifically with the multiple delays and even a cancellation, I believe. So with the show finally out, I can confirm it's pretty good. Not a Pixar masterpiece, but a nice coming-of-age story. Each episode follows a different story surrounding the main plot of a championship game. Though it should be mentioned that there's only 4 episodes on Disney Plus as of writing this. But man, there's just so much to love here. The characters, the stories, not the animation. Okay, I've never been a fan of this animation. Like, where's her nose? Pixar, you guys chose to make Brave. You can give her a nose. But the likable characters and relatable stories are enough to make up for that. As of right now, it's a pretty decent time.
Here you go, Frank. Your single soy latte.
Fox's biggest show this month, Extracted. Now this one once again got overshadowed by but unlike The Floor, it was clear Fox producers were happy with this product and tried to give it ad space. Thankfully, it got it. This is a fun time for sure. The concept is that 12 groups of 3 team up, sending one loved one into the woods to survive. Think Celebrity Bear Hunt if it was, good. The family that stays dear God anywhere but a place I can't watch Hot Tub Time Machine 2 has to send supply drops and help their loved ones out at risk of extracting them if they see fit. The concept is beautifully executed, and while like I said, the full season is still yet to finish, I sincerely hope more seasons come of it. I also like that there's no host. Unfortunately, most new reality shows need a wacky, quirky, and recognizable celebrity to host in order to garner attention, and it usually doesn't work. But considering this show legit thrives on wilderness survival, they could have easily got Bear Grylls for this. But all things considered, good job to this series for creating a concept and a show I can't wait to watch more of. Okay, so while this doesn't count as a TV series, I'll count it here because it was technically a huge event watched by all of America. The SNL 50th Anniversary Special. Well, at least all of America cared. Okay, so I've discussed SNL in the past because when images like this happen, you have to talk about them. SNL is like a running joke that's not very funny, but I fully believe great things happen because of the show. And for the 50th anniversary of the series, we got this special episode which brought back so many SNL alumni. Thankfully, Chevy Chase is nowhere to be seen. But man, what a heartfelt and enjoyable experience. So many alumni reflecting on their time on the show and what it did for their careers. Tributes to those we've lost like Gilda Radner, Chris Farley, and Norm Macdonald. Why does the Sabrina Carpenter sketch go on for 8 fucking minutes? I don't even hate Sabrina Carpenter, I just see no fucking reason for her song to be butchered by Pedro Pascal for 8 minutes. That's one of the longest skits in the episode. Again, I don't think it's Carpenter's fault, she's actually really funny, and it's shown such with another SNL skit with Jake Gyllenhaal. But the other skits are very enjoyable, and Sandler's 50-year tribute song is very heartfelt. You realize regardless of the quality of the show nowadays, this show did something remarkable. I believe this special is perfectly fine. Definitely check it out. Even if you're not a fan of new SNL, you'll definitely find something if you're a fan in general. Alright, Big Helmet Heroes. This was a debut game for this company and it's a beat 'em up. Big Helmet Heroes is a hell of a debut title. Variety of heroes ranging in abilities and a decent selection of levels, albeit a bit short. Combat that's fun and satisfying to play. It's a great debut game. I think my only issue is its length, but even then, for being a debut indie title, I'm glad I checked it out. Paddington in Peru. That's right, hell's real. This is the third and definitely weakest of the Paddington films, but even then, it's a fine family film. The story... The British Bear in South America, damn it! Yeah, it's definitely not as in-depth as I'm sure critics want it to be, but damn it, these movies are just so nice, and Paddington is the only Brit I accept next to John Oliver. It's nothing special, but I'm glad I checked it out. Also, this movie's above an MCU film. Tell me God exists. And our last film of February, that's right, my top 3 are 2 games and a show. The Monkey, based on the Stephen King short story. And yeah, this is a pretty great horror movie. I don't know if I would say it's anything better than the best horror of last year, but it's fun. A fine horror movie with a decent plot. Not much to say, it's somehow the best film of February, but if you saw the competition, yeah, no duh. Okay, so as I said before, I'm a sucker for simulation and tycoon games, and one that I've really enjoyed for a while is Game Dev Tycoon, a very in-depth and fun tycoon. However, it's not movie studio based. Oh hell yeah! The Executive, a movie studio tycoon game. It has you go from writing your script to releasing your movies. See, my biggest franchise here is Jizz Money. I haven't matured past 14. Did you think it would be named anything else? I found this just fun. It's surprisingly in-depth, but keeps things very simple for people who, I don't know, have no idea what film production is. They can still enjoy it. This one admittedly launched a bit weak as it didn't have an endless mode. The game would just end abruptly. However, they literally added endless mode 3 days after launch, so this game's great. Just a fun, in-depth tycoon game. I recommend it. It's on Steam for $15. Go check it out.
Name a movie. Just any movie you want me to make. And it's gonna get made, Gabe.
The Boys.
Alright, so I have a buddy from college who loves adult animation. He sent me this poster and asked, have you seen this show? And after looking at it, I said, no, I have not watched such a series. Well, he explained that Adult Swim didn't do the best in advertising this show, but also claimed it's better than Smiling Friends. Now that caught my attention because Smiling Friends is peak. And after checking it out, it's pretty damn good. I wouldn't say it's better than Smiling Friends, but that's not to discount this show. It's really good. First of all, I like the animation style. Most adult animation just feels all generic and the same, so when one looks like this, it definitely helps it out. Apparently, one of the creators of the show has writing credits on shows like Veep and 30 Rock, and that makes sense. The writing here is very similar. It's criminal that Adult Swim hasn't advertised this much. I really do recommend it, because I will always support weird and underground adult animation, as long as it's good. And considering this is number 2 of 21 spots, obviously, it's good. Okay, so pretty obviously my number 1 is Like a Dragon Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii. Now my history with Yakuza has been... I've dabbled in some of the entries that were on Game Pass, but with this upcoming release in mind, I picked up Like a Dragon for $10 on PlayStation. And I didn't know what I was playing, but dear God, I liked it. Such, I picked this one up and... I don't know what I'm playing, but dear God, I love it. I really gotta get into this series if this is what I'm missing out on. Just nice, fluent combat, likable characters, cutscenes I, dear God, just don't have patience for. Really, I'd like to get into the series, maybe even do a ranking of them in the future. It'll be a while before that happens, but just know, this is just fun, and it's the first game of this year for me that's a Game of the Year contender. For sure, it's solid as hell, and one of my favorites of the year. Morning, mister, you sleep okay? Yarr! Well, I gotta get back to not getting murdered by a high fructose killer. Until next time. Was he gonna kill me with a spoon? Hey dude, what's your spoon gonna do? Oogie boogie, yeah, you're so scary. You chose the dullest murder weapon. You could've chose anything else, like a knife, a machete. What's a spoon gonna do?
Son of a bitch.